Hi, I'm your instructor, Mr. Puel, for this risk management class, and it's all online, so this is about all you'll be seeing in me. So let's get started. This is risk management, and again, my name is Robert Puel, P-U-H-L. My phone number is 918-839-6990, and my email is rwpuhl@carlalbert.edu. Put the phone number in your phone right now if you want to. And so if you call me and I don't recognize it, I might not answer it. Leave a message and I'll get back to you. Feel free to call me or text me about something timely or important. I don't have office hours on campus, but I'll be there Mondays and Wednesdays for a class at 11. And I usually get there early, and maybe you'll be there then. So there's no textbook in this class. You're going to have to go with what's on Blackboard. The assignments will be on Blackboard, of course, since it's an online class. And obviously, you'll need internet access, and you can complete the assignments on Blackboard, but you probably know all that already. And if you don't want to do that, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can use a word processor and post it on Blackboard too. So no handwritten assignments will be accepted, though. After the first week, assignments will be available on Blackboard each Sunday, and they will stay up until midnight the next Sunday. It's the same schedule that Mrs. McConnell uses. So if you're taking any of her class, you're pretty familiar with that. By taking this class, you're indicating that you're responsible enough to do the work involved on your own. So assignments not turned in by midnight on Sunday, they will not be accepted. Now, I know there's exceptions to every rule. If you have some instance that you think justifies a late assignment, such as a family emergency, call me or text me, but please don't just say the dog ate my homework, because this is online. Since there are no classes, no attendance is taken, so basically the assignments are the attendance. So it's your responsibility to turn in the assignments on time, and call me and text me if you have any questions about them, and ask for help if you need it too. This is the course is, again, risk management, and that means different things to different people or occupations. Frequently, it's used in finance a lot to determine what should they do, you know. But we're going to try to look at it a little differently. Like when you woke up this morning looking at the day ahead of you, you probably didn't think about the risk you'd meet. Most people don't, unless maybe you're a skydiver. Few consider the risk of daily life, yet calculating risk and managing risk are part of the human experience. For some, risks means danger. For others, reward. In the investment world, risk is typically equated with reward. In the insurance industry, it's equated with loss. Generally, in the workplace, risk is defined as a function of hazard and exposure. For instance, an unguarded chain and sprocket 10 feet from the floor or working surface is not considered much of a risk, even to OSHA. But if it was 3 feet from the floor, it would be. So when you invest money in a mutual fund, for instance, your broker will or should ask you how much risk you're willing to take. So he or she has an idea of how to invest to meet your needs. Generally speaking, when you're younger, you can go for the higher risk because you got time to make it up. When you get to be my age, though, you don't want to have too much risk in your investments. When you get a life insurance policy, the insurance company is risking that you will pay them more in the period covered than they will pay out. So they're going to want information about your health and lifestyle so they can evaluate the risk in insuring you. In this class, we'll focus on risks to employees in the workplace, although we may look at other areas as well. And since all risk assessment starts with finding out what the hazards are, we'll be talking about that quite a bit. Also, it's on the Blackboard already. This is a little thing called "What's More Dangerous," and I'm kind of go over it for you because I think it's interesting. It's so what's more dangerous? Answers some pressing questions about everyday risk. So when you're cleaning your house, should you be more scared of your washing machine or your vacuum cleaner? Well, if you had to choose, or if you had to choose, should you ride with a teen driver or a 90-year-old? And this actuary with Kilburn Company figured this out. So what's the most dangerous appliance in the house? Washing machines are more likely to injure you, but clothes dryers are more likely to kill you. On the other hand, floor care equipment causes more injuries than either washers or dryers. What's more dangerous, lightning or hail? Don't stand on that tree. Lightning has, on average, killed 42 people in the United States every year for the last 10 years. but there have only been very few recorded instances of hail, only one being a baby in Colorado in 1979. So you're slightly more likely to be killed by lightning than die in a plane crash. But are you more likely to be killed by a meteor than striking lightning? How do you figure that? Well, a very large meteor or comet would wipe out mankind, where lightning generally only kills one person at a time. So what's more dangerous in the backyard, a trampoline or a swimming pool? Trampolines send nearly 100,000 people to the emergency room each year, but cause very few deaths. More than 1,000 Americans die each year in swimming pools. And probably, unfortunately, swimming pools, the majority of those deaths are children, and frequently small children that go into a pool that's not covered or with no adults around. What's the most dangerous age? About 20% of our mortality rates increase each year. So the most dangerous age is the oldest. The max is about 120. The first year of life is more dangerous than any other age below about 60. What's the most dangerous ride at an amusement park? In a recent 10-year period, about half of amusement park deaths were related to roller coasters, 1/4 to water rides, and the remaining quarter to other park facilities. It's no safer than at the beach. You're about equally likely to be killed by a roller coaster or a shark. Of course, not too many of us are exposed to sharks. So what's more dangerous, bees or sharks? Well, in this case, danger comes in small packages. You are 50 times more likely to be killed by a bee than by a shark. Again, it's hazard and exposure. We're not exposed to sharks very often, but bees, especially in the summertime, are pretty much all around. What's more dangerous, a car or a gun? Well, you're substantially more likely to be killed by a car than a gun. The annual death highway toll exceeds 40,000, where gunshot fatalities in recent years totaled about 33,000, and 18,000 of those were suicides. Murders were 14,000, and accidents only 1,000. So what's more dangerous, driving drunk or driving stoned? National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that about 2% of the U.S. driving population is drunk, but that this 2% causes about 40% of all auto fatalities. The survey indicates that about 8% of these drunkards also tested positive for marijuana, 4% for cocaine, and another 4% for other legal and illegal drugs. Kilborn says that comparing these numbers can be misleading because alcohol metabolizes fairly quickly, while other drugs do not. What's more dangerous, driving 20 miles per hour drunk or driving 90 miles per hour sober? Fatalities can result from driving even at very low speeds, but the risk of death due to driving drunk at 20 miles per hour is fairly low, unless the drunk gets in the way of a car going much faster. Also, the danger of going 90 miles per hour is greater, partly because the sober driver probably isn't going to go with the flow of traffic, and also because the relative force involved at 90 miles per hour is so much greater than a 20 mile per hour crash. All things considered, it seems it's more dangerous to drive 90 miles per hour than it is 20 miles per hour drunk. 90 miles per hour sober, 20 miles per hour drunk. What's more dangerous, a teen driver or a 90-year-old driver? I'm not 90 yet, so don't ask me that. No. Population data indicates that about 3% of the U.S. population is aged 16 to 19, and about 0.5% 90 or older. Texas data for a recent year shows 189 deaths among teen drivers and 11 deaths among drivers 90 or older. But that's a pretty small sample, and older drivers generally tend to not drive as many miles. So corrected for miles, that might not be that big a difference. What's more dangerous, texting or drinking coffee while driving? It's more dangerous to text than drink coffee while driving because you have to look away from the road to use your cell phone. What's the most dangerous city in the world and in the United States? According to Real Clear World, the most dangerous city in the world is Mogadishu, Somalia, due to running gun battles, and also the subject of a book called Black Hawk Down, followed by Ciudad Mexico, due to kidnappings, torture, and murders by rival drug cartels and others, and Linfen, China, due to air pollution. Then there's Caracas, Venezuela, due to murders. And in fifth place, Detroit, due to violent crime. Although Forbes now ranks New Orleans as more dangerous than Detroit. What's more dangerous, living on top of the San Andreas Fault in California or living at the foot of Mount St. Helens in Washington State? The greatest recorded loss of life due to earthquakes was about 830,000 in China in 1556. and due to volcano was just 92,000 in Indonesia in 1815. More recently, there was the earthquake-caused tsunami of 2004 with 220,000 deaths. And then the Krakatoa volcano explosion in 1883, 36,000 deaths. Furthermore, earthquakes are far more common in volcano events, much of which aren't even explosions. So it's probably more dangerous to live on top of the San Andreas Fault than at the foot of Mount St. Helens. And lastly, this is interesting. What's the most dangerous occupation in the United States? Coal miner? Crab fisherman? Nope. The most dangerous occupation has been that of our most prominent citizen, the President of the United States. 9% of our presidents have been assassinated. Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy. Okay, that's it for this introduction. And just look for keep up on Blackboard. Give me a call if you have any problem. And even though I didn't really introduce myself very well, most of you know me. And those of you who haven't gone through my intro yet, you'll see it shortly. Thank you very much. Look around here for my. There we go. All right.